Hi, my name is Dan. I finished last in my fantasy football league. This week, I'm talking about draft prep. Not all of us can prioritize fantasy football. Work, life, even a good nap can get in the way. Preseason football is just around the corner, though, and the start of the regular season is just 6 weeks away. We are all running out of time for research, and it's time to start developing that draft plan. The type of league you are in, number of teams in it, and scoring system all impact your plan. So I'm not going to give you a one size fits all. Instead, I'm going to share how I'm prepping for my league's draft. For our league, I have to start with who to keep from last year's roster. We get to keep 4 players, so it's as simple as selecting the 4 guys I think give me the best chance this year. Some teams have more than 4 keeper-worthy players, which can put them in a tough spot deciding who they should keep. I finished last and traded away a lot of my players, so I don't have that problem. My decision is fairly simple. The only oddity I have 3 keeper-worthy QBs, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, and Trevor Lawrence. Should I really keep all 3? There is the option of trading for a keeper. As I mentioned, some teams have more than 4, but it'll cost me a draft pick, and that's the real decision point. Is it better for me to trade a 3rd-round pick for a keeper-worthy player and drop one of the QBs, or keep all 3 of my QBs? Personally, and possibly to the annoyance of others in our league, I prefer keeping the pick and my player versus trading for a keeper. I think it's rare an available keeper is going to be worth more than the 4th best player on my team and a top 30 draft pick. So my keepers are set. Now it's time to formulate my draft plan. What positions am I going to target early and which ones can wait? Obviously, QB isn't a concern since I have multiple. It's really a question of running backs or wide receivers. You'll notice I didn't say tight ends. I mentioned a few weeks back that only the top 2 to 3 tight ends score better than the top 30 wide receivers. So to me, it makes more sense to focus on running backs and wide receivers to start. In our league, running backs tend to score more on an average basis. But this is where feel and tiers come into it. I'll have the first pick in our draft, courtesy of my last place finish, so I can get the guy I want. But I'll have to watch what happens for the next several picks to know which way to go after that. With a large gap between picks, there's a good chance for a lot of good players to fall off the board. And if I take a wide receiver first and all the good running backs are selected before my next pick, I could be in trouble. As of recording, I don't know what players other teams are keeping. There's a way to get an idea, but those selections aren't locked in for a couple weeks, so I don't really know who will be available. Prior to me trading Jonathan Taylor last year, it looked like either he or Devon Shane would be available, as I would need to let one go. That trade forced others to change their draft plans, and it's likely that could happen to me this year. Ranking players can be the most difficult part. So good thing a lot of ranking lists are available from websites, fantasy football gurus, and YouTube channels who actually do research. But let's be honest, you don't have to do research to finish last. In the past, I've combined those lists to get average rankings per player for a better feel of who I should select. I did not do that last year, and, well, we know where that got me. I'm not going to overly complicate it, though. I'll focus on the top 30 running backs, maybe top 50 wide receivers, and probably top 10 tight ends. Some of those will be keeper selections for other teams, so I'll simply cross them off my list when my personal ranking list takes shape. No matter how much planning you do, you still need to adjust as the draft goes. And after adjusting for keepers, I'll start drawing target lines for who I think will be available with each pick on my ranking list. For me, this is as simple as counting down the number of selections until my pick and drawing a line under that guy's name. I don't know if this is the best system, but I've also seen it when drafting in leagues, so probably an obvious one. With my targets identified like that, all I have to do is pick the underlying name or anyone above it. Based on my research, it should be a player worthy of that selection. So it eliminates a lot of thought, at least early. As the rounds go on, my ranking list is going to deviate from the preferences of others, and that's when I have to start considering whether to grab the number 5 tight end or the number 30 wide receiver. Considering again that 40 players will be keepers, these decisions could start early for me. Making good decisions when these situations arise can be the difference between playoffs or last.